Hello students and welcome back to English class. We'll do The Merchant of Venice Act 1 Scene 3 last part, that is line number 160 to 180. Till now what we have seen is Shylock and Antonio and Bassanio they are at the office of Shylock asking Shylock whether he can lend an amount of 3,000 ducats for 3 months. And Shylock is very properly utilizing the opportunity and insulting Antonio, saying that you were the person who used to call me as dog. And to such a person, you have come asking for money. How can a dog give you money? But Antonio seems to be least affected by all these comments and says that if you are giving money to me, give as if you are giving to an enemy. Do not lend money as if you are giving to a friend, because anyhow you will be charging interest. No friends have ever lended money by charging interest from the other friend. So lend me money only as if you lend to your enemies. Then the cruel and cunning Shylock all of a sudden changes his character. He says to Antonio that he actually wanted to be friend with Antonio and hence he will show kindness to Antonio. So he says to Antonio that this time or that time he is willing to lend money to Antonio without charging interest. And so he asks Antonio to go to the notary and sign the bond. And also he adds one more condition. He will not charge interest from Antonio, but Antonio should give back the money within 3 months. And just for fun, he asks Antonio to include a particular term in the bond. The term was that if Antonio finds it difficult or if Antonio is not able to not able to return that amount of 3,000 ducats within 3 months, then Shylock should be given the right to take an equal pound of flesh from any part of Antonio's body Shylock likes. Antonio, being a simple and plain man and also being overconfident about his business deals and money, tells Shylock that he is willing to sign the bond, though many times he was advised by Bassanio not to do so. So let's see. We find Bassanio asking Antonio not to sign the bond for his saying, and he is willing to satisfy himself with the limited means which he has got. Whereas Antonio, being highly loyal to Bassanio, tells or consoles Bassanio, saying that you need not worry at all. I'm being highly confident and optimistic about his business deals and money. Goes for signing the bond. Let's see what Shylock says when he finds Bassanio preventing Antonio from signing the bond. So here starts the Shylock's dialogue. O Father Abraham, what these Christians are, whose own art dealings teaches them suspect the thought of others. So Shylock is telling, O Father Abraham, we find Bassanio preventing Antonio from signing the bond. Shylock was getting afraid if Antonio doesn't sign the bond. His intention was to trap Antonio. If ever he gets an opportunity, in the form of Antonio unable to give back that amount of 3,000 ducats within the stipulated time. So he was afraid if Bassanio deserts, if Antonio doesn't sign the bond, then my plan will not work. So we find motivating Antonio to sign the bond with his sweet and pleasant words. So Shylock is telling, O Father Abraham, what these Christians are, O Father Abraham. Abraham, we know that he is the founder of Jews. Abraham, Jacob, Esau, Isaac, you have learned all these characters by now, right? So Abraham was a grandfather of Jacob, meaning that he is the founder of Jewish religion. Oh, Father Abraham, what these Christians are, just like you say, oh God, oh Christ, and so, these Jews address, oh Abraham. What these Christians are, why these Christians are so, whose own art dealings teaches them suspect, whose own art dealing, meaning their business dealing, their tough business dealings, teaches them to suspect, the thoughts of others. That is, they are hard by themselves, they are rough and tough by themselves. As a result, they suspect the kind attitude of others also. When others are kind, they even suspect those people who are kind to them because they are very rough and tough outside. Pray you means I request you. Tell me this. Please tell me this. If he should break his day, what should I gain? So Shylock is asking to Bassanio, hey man, you just tell me this. If suppose he should break his day, if suppose Antonio breaks the bond, meaning if Antonio is unable to return the 3000 ducats within 3 months, what should I gain? What am I to gain? By the exaction of forfeiture, by taking the equal amount of Antonio's flesh from his body. So what did Bassanio tell to Antonio? My dear Antonio, for my sake you need not sign the bond, because he suspects Shylock a lot. Whereas Shylock, with the sweet words, he is motivating Antonio to sign the bond by saying this. Oh man, because you are rough and tough, you suspect others also the same. Just imagine, what am I to gain by taking an equal amount of Antonio's flesh? A pound of man's flesh taken from a man is not so estimable, profitable neither. You know, if it had been the flesh of any other animals, at least I could have it. But what's the use of taking a pound of a man's flesh? What can I get, or what is the use with a pound of human flesh? It is not a worthful thing to be taken as food. Then what am I to gain from it? That is, a pound of man's flesh taken from a man is not so estimable, does not have any value, or profitable neither, and it's not a profitable affair also. I don't gain, or I cannot gain any profit by taking a pound of Antonio's flesh, as the flesh of muttons, beefs, or goats. That is, a pound of human flesh is not a profitable thing for me. If it had been the flesh of muttons, beefs, or goats, it would have been more valuable or profitable for a man. I say, so he's telling, that is my opinion. I say, it is my opinion. To buy his favor, I extend this friendship. If he will take it, so. If not, adieu. And for my love, I pray you wrong me not. So he's telling, to buy his favor, I extend this friendship. Actually, why I am willing to give you an amount of 3000 ducats without charging any interest is to extend his friendship, is to make his friendship. If he will take it, if he is willing to accept my friendship, so he can have it. If not, adieu. If you don't want my friendship, or if you're not willing to accept me as your friend, adieu, goodbye, no problem. And for my love, I pray you. And please, this is my only request. I request you, wrong me not. Please don't misunderstand me. Shylock, as I have told you before, he is a very cruel, cunning, shrewd and a crafty person. He knows to behave very well in various situations. Do you think that it is out of his kindness and love he is willing to lend this 2000 ducats? No, not at all. Because when he was giving this offer itself, he was telling, this is the kind I offer. For Antonio, the term kind meant this is the kind treatment which I am going to give to you. But for Shylock, inside what he meant is, this is the kind of manner, or this is the kind of treatment, this is the kind of punishment which I am going to give to you. That is, if ever I get a chance to punish you by lending you 3000 ducats, And if you're not able to return it within that stipulated time of 3 months, definitely I will punish you. I'll feed you fat with all my revenge and grudge. That is what he was telling inside, right? But outside, in a very cunning and in a very crafty manner, is telling to Antonio, if you don't want my favor, no problem. Goodbye. But please, I have only one request. Don't misunderstand me. No doubt, he is a fresh apple which is rotten inside. So Antonio, yes, Shylock, I will seal unto this bond. But poor Antonio, he seems to be very simple and plain hearted. He is not cruel, he is not cunning, and he fails to understand the cunning affairs of other people. So, this poor man is telling Antonio, yes, Shylock, I will seal unto the bond. I am willing to sign the bond. Shylock, then meet me forth at the notary. Give him direction for this merry bond. So Shylock is telling, if it is so, just meet me forth at the notary. You can meet me at the notary. We can meet at the notary's office or the legal officer's office. Give him direction for this merry bond. Just tell him or tell him to instruct him to prepare this bond. Yes, just see, Shylock is using his words very carefully and skillfully. He is telling, give him direction for this merry bond. Merry means what? Funny bond. So he is again reminding Antonio, this bond is not a serious one. It is only a funny bond. And I will go and purse the ducats straight. And by the time I will go home and purse the ducats straight, I will arrange the 3,000 ducats for you. I will at once make ready the 3,000 ducats in a purse. See to my house left in the fearful guard of an unthrifty knave, and presently I'll be with you. So he's telling you people can go to the notary's office and prepare the funny bond. So by the time I'll go to house, I'll purse the money, that is amount of 3,000 ducats, and also see to my house left in the fearful guard of an unthrifty knave. And also I'll just go and check whether my house, which is left in the fearful guard of an unthrifty knave, is safe or not. Which is left in the fearful guard. It is given under the, it is being guarded by my servant. And how he describes a servant is as an unthrifty knave. Unthrifty knave, meaning an irresponsible servant. I'll go and check whether my house, which is under the guard of an irresponsible servant, is safe or not. And presently, I'll be with you. And very soon, presently means very soon, I'll join you. So Antonio, hi thee, gentle Jew. The Hebrew will turn Christian, he grows kind. So Antonio is telling, hi thee, gentle Jew, meaning hurry up, gentle Jew. The Hebrew will turn Christian, he grows kind. So when Shylock moves, what we find is Antonio telling to Bassanio, this Hebrew means this Jew, I suppose he will turn Christian. Maybe this Shylock will become Christian one day because he has become so kind now. He has become so kind now. So we find Antonio really happy with the business deal offered by Shylock. At the same time, let's see what Bassanio says. I like not the fair terms in the valiant's mind. So Bassanio is again very much he is suspecting Shylock. He cannot imagine such a cruel and a cunning person becoming soft-hearted all of a sudden. So Bassanio is telling, I like not the fair terms and a valiant's mind. So he is telling, I cannot trust the fair terms, the fair conditions imposed by that cunning man. So Antonio, come on, in this there can be no dismay. My ships come home a month before the day. So the contract or the agreement was that within 3 months he has to return the money. If he can return it within 3 months, there is no problem at all. So Antonio is overconfident or too optimistic about his business deals. So Antonio is telling, come on Bassanio, cheer up. In this, there can be no dismay. You need not worry about it at all. There is nothing to fear about it at all. Dismay means there is no reason to fear. My ships come home a month before the day. I am sure that my ships will return, my argosies will return home at least a month before the day, at least a month before the expiry date of the bond. So there is nothing to be afraid of. Are clear with the topic? And if there is any doubt, you can ask me. So we'll wind up our class now. So till we meet again, goodbye.